Welcome to Derry's final episodes wraps everything up. If you drop this show, the last two episodes change everything. They brought every thread together and trusted that the audience would sit with the discomfort. Where to start and what I loved about this put a whole new spin on the Derry universe. I loved the fact that they went back in time and found out Pennywise's origin. Well, he wasn't Pennywise, he was it. It's an entity that then became it, Pennywise the clown, by figuring out that children would like him because he's a clown, and that is his ammo to get children to trust him and like him, put fear in them for his appetite. Andy Machete and his team and his sisters, the writing is incredible. Like, they have not missed a beat. The continuity, they've went back, they've looked at things from the both films chapter It 1 and 2. Obviously they played a part in that, and they have not missed any detail. They've fitted this in perfectly. Easter eggs that are left in this, there's lots of little Easter eggs. If you've read the book as well, Pennywise is supposed to have come from a turtle, so there's like lots of little turtles in this show as well. Lots of Easter eggs to other Stephen King books like Misery. Annie Wilkes gets mentioned, the Shawshank Prison. It's like a whole universe. Then we have characters from The Shining, Dick Halloran, which the army used him to capture Pennywise. The way he's able to transport back into a memory or time really reveals a lot about Pennywise and his origin. The last episode where he actually hypnotizes him and gets inside his brain, stops him from stopping the children, and putting the thing in the tree to stop Pennywise from taking control. Insane. Like, I love this whole storyline, everything that's came to fruition. The fact that everything ties up with the fact that Marge is Richie's mother, and he says, your child is responsible for my death, because we know that happened if you've seen the films. It chapter 2, Richie and his gang, the Losers Club, they kill it. They put a pencil through his heart, they kill him. He is then now sort of like a time traveller. This is just fantastic. I love this storyline, the fact that he can actually go back in time and he's trying to prevent his death. In order to do that, he's going to try and kill their bloodline, which you don't know that Marge is Richie's mum. Obviously she's a child at the time, but then when you see it, you can't unsee it because she's quite funny. She's got the glasses, and then he shows the poster of Richie and she's just like, what? Then she's obviously with Rich Santos, who's her little boyfriend, who sacrifices himself, which is like the best character in this. Then you understand why she calls her child Richie. It's just amazing, all the things that piece together. And obviously Mrs. Kersh, this is time looped, because you see at the end of the season, Ingrid Kersh, it was her father who was the original Pennywise, which just all makes sense now, because obviously in the second film you see Mrs. Kersh. Beverly goes to Mrs. Kersh's house, she thinks it says Marsh on the door, she goes in, she makes her a cup of tea, and it turns out it's Pennywise. So back in the day, Beverly's mum kills herself, and you see that she was in a mental institution, and so is Mrs. Kersh, because she looked into the deadlights. It puts her in the mental ward, and you see the amazing part for me was the ending, because it's the same music that she plays in her house in chapter 2. This eerie German sort of music, is eerie circusy German style music she plays when she's painting, and she's painting Pennywise. Then she goes into the other room because she hears screaming and crying, and it's Beverly's mother that's hung herself in this mental institution. And then she says to Beverly, don't worry, nobody who dies here ever dies. And then obviously you see that in chapter 2 film, and it's just like, oh my god, these little things are just making this franchise my favourite. I love the original with Tim Curry, because I love Tim Curry, he's my hero, but it's becoming my favourite series franchise of all time. Like, I love Nightmare on Elm Street, I love Friday the 13th, but this has become my new. And I think, honestly, Bill Skarsgård does such a good job that he's up there with some of the most notorious killers now. Like, he will be remembered. This will be his legacy as being Pennywise. This will go down in history. And they can actually make so much of this because they can go back in time. Basically, like Pennywise or the entity, he is a time traveller because he can go back in time and then try and stop his death, and I really can't wait to see where they go for this. I'm signed on for a season 2 and a season 3, which is going to take you back to 1935 and then 1908, which is obviously 27 years apart. Can't wait to see what they do with this. Let me know what you guys thought. What was your favourite Easter egg? What was your favourite surprise? What was your favourite moment? Mine's was probably Mrs. Kersh. It was just like mind-blowing, all the things that they put together. There's so many touching moments in the end season as well. Rich is on top of the box to save Marge. It's just all these little things, like if Marge died in the fire, then obviously Richie wouldn't have been born and it wouldn't have been killed, and like all these things tie in. Let me know what you think, leave a comment below and tell me if I missed anything. Thanks for watching, bye.